Hello everybody, my name is the Rad Man, and we are here to play some Mad Games Tycoon. So, just really quick before we get into the game, I would like to explain a few things. So, I'm going to put a little note for if you want to skip me talking, we can just get straight to the game. So, what I wanted to talk about really quick was why it's been almost a month since I got home and I haven't uploaded a single video aside from the video saying I'm back. And that's because about 3 days after I got back, or not got back, about 3 days after I made that video, I got signed up to take some summer classes at a little technology college near me. So I've been busy with that, and I also got a morning job milking for a dairy farmer. So I've been getting up at 4 in the morning, and it's about check. I can't see it because I have a third monitor where I can see my clock, but my little notification telling me that I'm recording is blocking the clock. So basically, if I don't go to bed before about 10 o'clock, then it just kills to do anything the next day. And the class goes till about 3, and then I've also been like swathing and stuff for my boss, and so that takes a while. And then I'm one thing about that is I'm looking into how expensive it would be to get a drone, so that I could, hopefully one with like GPS on it, so that I could have one follow me while I'm like swathing or something, because I think that'd make a pretty cool video. Might just be me though. I mean, I really like to watch farm equipment run, and so that's just something I'm interested in. And then I'm also going to be working on just other random projects. I might make a how-to video for I'm just gonna call them self-watering garden boxes because on my mission someone gave me a link to a website where they had made a written out tutorial, so I think they're pretty cool, so I figured why not make a video tutorial since one doesn't exist yet on those. And I'll explain more what they are if I end up making the tutorial, and if not, I'm gonna at least include a link to the website where I got where the idea originated. And aside from that, I have some backlogged video from before I left on my mission that I just didn't have time to edit and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna release it. It was for Assassin's Creed Syndicate and one other game. So I think I'm going to discontinue Assassin's Creed Syndicate just because it'll make it too complicated to re-record things. Plus, I've just been having graphics card issues in general with that game, and with Watch Dogs 2. That one's dead in the water too. So I'm gonna be trying games easier on my PC because it's got a few problems. So games like this, but yeah, that was the main things. Is I feel bad that I got back and I'm like, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and then I don't do anything for a month. What this game is it's basically, as it says, it's a games tycoon game. So the point of this game is to sell video games and make a business out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new game. My name is going to be my spelling is going to be the Rad Man. Sorry if my keyboard and stuff is really loud. I'm thinking about moving locations up to somewhere else in the house, just because sound quality is bad out here. Plus, I have another computer right there, and if anyone's doing anything on it, you can hear it. But luckily, there's no one home right now, so have peace and quiet for once. The company name of this is going to be, I think, just Rad Games. Not feeling very creative right now. It's getting near the end of the day. Let's choose a company logo. I think we are probably... Do they have anything I really like? I like hamburgers. We'll do a hamburger. That might actually be a cheeseburger. Anyway, country's fine. Gender's fine. We'll mess with we'll disable the tutorial because I've already done it already. If you want, you can do the tutorial if you decide to get this game. Now I will say this is a game on Steam, and I did pay for it. And yeah. This doesn't matter that much, except that I do need to pick something smarter than what he has now, because these are basically the different options you have. And I know that there are a few of these, because I've played through this game before. So I think speaker music is a good thing to have. And then his genre, I think we'll give him... you start out with 3 random ones, so there's a chance I could get any of these to start out with. Where we're in America, we could do first-person shooter because you get a 1% bonus in America, but I never really made that many games, so we're probably going to do platformers because those sell pretty well, because like I said, I've played this a few times. And then I will give you guys a tip. This guy, you can't adjust that, but you can't make him lower, you can only make him higher. Oh, okay, interesting. This guy, he doesn't get paid. Like, you don't have to pay yourself in this game. So what I would recommend is, it doesn't really matter if you don't work that fast, because you're not on the clock. But other employees, you do want high office work. So we're going to give this guy pretty overall stats. Actually, we're going to bump music and sound down and go to programming, because programming is pretty important. And we're going to do a fast game speed, because slow game speed can take forever. And we're going to start in 1980 on normal. And the very first time I played this was quite a few months ago, actually. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so first thing we're going to do is pause the game. And now I'm going to give you guys a really quick overview of the game, since, I skipped basically the tutorial. So up here, there's not many options. You can't see them because of my webcam anyway, but basically this just is a counter to tell you how long the game's been going. This is important because every month up here is I don't know what you'd call it. There's a plus and a minus. So unpopular is skill and drawing games. The trend is toward arcade games that have hunting involved. So the first of those is an actual what the game is centered around. The second one is a topic. So you have to balance your topics and your overall what the game is going to actually be. So is it going to be a skill game? Is it going to be a platformer? That type of thing. And this tells you in 62 weeks this is going to change. That's actually longer than I thought. I thought it changed every month, but I guess on a fast game they had to make it so that it wasn't changing every 5 minutes. And so this is our dude. This is the Rad Man. And you can see those stats on the left. All of them go up to 100. And our goal is, before we expand out of this garage, we want those up to 100. Because I played through a game where I didn't really upgrade this guy before I got 2 and 3 employees in a bigger factory. And that really backfires. And I'll explain why when we go to actually getting employees. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to set up our office. And we're going to need, first off, we're going to need a development area to actually, develop games in. And I'm going to be pretty small with this space, because basically all we need for this is the capacity to put in a desk for this guy to work at. Because the plan is this area is only going to be for one person. We are not going to get another guy until we can afford the next size of building. And I'll explain that as basically just it's a smarter strategy because you can really run into trouble in this game if you don't keep your quality high at all times. Because when you're pouring, like right now, it doesn't really matter because we're not producing. We won't make that much. It won't cost us that much, and we won't make that much off of our games. But when we get to 2 and 3 employees, we'll be paying them like 20,000 by the time the game is completed. The game will cost about 80,000. So there's $100,000 there, and you might only make 20,000 on a good game. So if you don't have at least one good employee keeping the game standard high, you can soon find yourself not paying for everything, which gets very bad very fast. And I know there was one more thing that they want in here. I can't remember. Basically, when you're first learning to do the game, you just build what it wants you to build the unlocked buildings, and I'll just explain what each of these does. So this is the development office. It's where you do your games. Head office is what the garage is in this place, which is basically where you license things. Like if you were, for instance, there was a movie and you were going to make a game for the movie, that's how you do it, is going through the head office to buy the license for it. That's also where you buy consoles and other things to develop for. Research is research. It's how you unlock new things in the game. Quality assurance is something that becomes very important later game because it's what removes the bugs out of a game. And there's one or two other things they do, but I primarily use them for bug removal. Graphics studio improves the graphics of a game. Music studio improves the music. Motion capture, it creates motion capture assets for a game. This doesn't really become useful until you unlock that, and that's quite a late game technology. Console development is good. It is really expensive to get into, though. Like, each console costs over $1 million to develop, so you have to make sure that you're ready and you can put a competing console out there, because I've had consoles that made me $3 and $4 million in a month. But they were like, I waited to get into console development till I had money coming in from my video games. Customer support basically is when your fans, the more fans you have, the more customer support you need. It's basically their way of making sure that you keep your fans happy. Marketing is how you boost games before they release, because there are random chances, like sometimes the publisher of the game, or you can take it to will boost it as it's selling, or you can sometimes get to a game convention, sometimes not, especially with these early games where you basically release them as you make them. Production, this is for if you are going to self-produce your game. Storeroom is for storing the games that you're going to sell from your production. Training room is also important because it's how you level up those skills. Server room is for MMOs. We won't get to these for quite a while. I will say one thing, though. If you do have this game and you are thinking about doing MMOs, do not self-publish MMOs. It is almost impossible to get them to stop selling because everything you sell goes into this sidebar over here. And yeah, you'll fill it up with games and MMO add-ons if you self-publish an MMO. Staff room is where your employees will go to relax. It's not crucial at this stage in the game, which is why it's locked, because you don't need it, but especially once you get 2 and 3 employees, they want that. So the first thing we're going to do is we have $74,000, so let's get to it and make our new game. First, let's see what we have. We have casinos, motorcycles, and chemistry. So how about let's call it casino chemistry, because I don't know, because creativeness is not my strong point right now. And then so skill is down right now. Arcade is up, which was lucky because we have arcade, and this is randomized, but it's usually usually I think there's 5 basic ones, so you'll almost always get one of those. So you can usually depend on getting one of those as your starter. And right now we don't have any engines to run. Engines basically are what give you, we'll get to there. So we have personal computer at a basic cost of, can't see the cost now, but it's a flat line all the time cost. We don't have copy protection yet. This is where you can look and see, like, if you complete a game report with the department that removes bugs, then you can see the optimal settings for these. But for the first games, I just leave these because it'll give you a hint about where to put them when you make another of the same game in the same genre. But for the very first game, I always just leave them like this, because it's usually, overall, you usually get good reviews if you leave those all there. And since we're on a budget, I'm not going to add any other languages, and I'm just going to leave the priorities here because these can really screw you up if you're not careful. But this is for, like, if you have a bunch of workers who are really good on sound, you'd probably turn it down and bump up whatever they're bad at, like technology or the gameplay, stuff like that. So this is where engines come in, because basically these two aren't always given. Everything else needs to be added with engines pretty much from this point on. But without an engine, we can do 5 features. So we have to unlock more features, obviously. So now that we've told this guy to start making casino chemistry, if we turn on our speed, I like to play on 3 times. So you can see he's working away. If you watch our money, we do start out with a loan of... we don't. I think that's if you start on hard. You start out with a loan, but... right now, we don't have a loan, and we're going to try to keep it that way for as long as we can. So if we just watch this, it should not go down at all, because this guy does not need paid. Now, if we had a regular employee, he'd be getting paid monthly. And that might have actually been a mistake turning it to fast, since it seems like the weeks are going fast, but the development time is still taking the same amount of time. Let's release Casino Chemistry. It's got great stuff for what it is. It's only got 1 bug, and this is where the improvements come in. So all of these can be added with those extra buildings, or extra departments. Like there's motion capture. Motion capture is interesting because it has like 3 levels of motion capture, so it takes a while if you're doing motion capture. But this is all the improvements you can do on it. And when you unlock the improvements, you will want to do them. And I will explain that why when we get there. So now we're going to look for a publisher. Probably going to just want to do an arcade publisher. We really won't care about the market strength or the share, because at this point in time, there's not really any... there's just a bunch of small small people. So we're going to look at the share. We want a share of, I can't remember if this is for us or for them. So I think we are just going to take this one, because I think that means I get $6 of everything I sell. And if you self-publish, you can also adjust the price. You can't do that if you publish through them. Now you can build the research area. And so, let's see, this game has many weaknesses, only buy if you're a hardcore fan. So unfortunately, let's see. So if we do an arcade game, let's see. Controls need to be down. Gameplay needs to be up. So yeah, and that's with the genre and the trend. So you can get really interesting troubles if you're not careful. So now we have the research room. So we can unlock other stuff to add into our games. I forgot it does that. We will do it that size. And I don't actually want to place anything, so we'll just automatically place. You will see me using automatic place every once in a while, but it usually ends up costing a lot of money because it puts in extra stuff that I don't want. Like, I didn't need 2 desks in here, but it could put 2 desks in, so it did. And now we will research features, because, your first instinct might just be make game after game, but trust me, you're going to want to research some stuff while you just have him. and it'll take a while, but oh no. So we lost $6,000 on that game, so that's not a great start. So I'm thinking the game speed is what's screwing us up right now, because yeah, that's not good. We should not be losing it at that point already. It's not good. Yeah, one, as you can see, it's giving us a whole bunch of video game consoles. There's an engine available now. We're going to make our own, though. We're going to make our own arcade engine, because arcade is up right now. So if someone's making an arcade engine, and we have an arcade engine available for a cheap price, they're going to buy it. Hopefully their game will make some money. So now I can develop a new engine. So we're going to develop a new engine. We're just going to call it the Rad Arcade Engine, because it's a lot easier to keep track of which engine's which if you just name them what they are, because you can come up with, random names for them, but it'll annoy you in the long run. And if you're wondering why I'm spending so much money, when I hardly have any money, it's because I have a plan, and that plan is these little guys here. This is a contract, and so we can have our little guy over here typing away or whatever he's doing, and if he does a contract, we make a set amount of money from the contract, and that's good, except I don't have a video game anywhere near release, so you can see all the effects. So right now we have a 50% sales bonus, so it probably would have been good to wait to release our game until now, but we had no way of knowing that would happen. But as you can see, we're getting a lot of features really fast, and that's what's worrying me, is normally you shouldn't get this many features this fast, which is just slightly worrying. So we need some money, so we'll do some contract works. We got 11 weeks left, so we'll do that, and we're only gonna make 18,000. But the real beauty of this, see, someone just licensed our engine because arcade is up. And one note about engines is if they don't have all the features that are available at the time, people will quit buying them. So you need to keep them updated. Dang it. So see, our game was worst game of the year. So that means any fans we did have are gone. See, so we went from 1 to 0. And that will kill you over time, because fans buy your games. So now what we're going to do is auto do these. And that will give us... I don't think it'll give us enough money to buy to make another game. But it should give us enough to research another skill. Because the route I'm going to try and go with this is... I'm pretty sure... just making video games is not going to make us any money this round, because they've tweaked something in the game. So we're going to go for researching stuff and building engines based on what we researched, and we're going to see how that works, because I haven't tried something like this. So see, we just made 32,000 because they bought our engine, and we're going to make an engine for the other two things we can do. We're going to have to eventually research other features so that we can get more engines. Yeah. But first, we'll have him finish this auto contract. What are you doing? See, so normally, when he got up and stretched, if there was a room available to go in, the break room, he would have gone in and done something in the break room and then come back. But since it's me, I just keep working. I don't care. And I don't know why they sometimes don't use the door. But yeah, you can see this is a good way to make money early game, especially when you haven't unlocked training room yet, because you really need a training room. But you have to buy a larger building, and that's the kicker, is to get better at making games, which is what will make you enough money to buy a larger building. You need a larger building. So that's why I'm trying the engines this round, is I'm hoping that they'll make me enough money. And we'll do PC speaker music too. So this is what I was talking about. So if you have a game and enough money, you can buy a booth. And that's one way to boost your sales before. And the next time we release a game, I'll have to show you. But there's a hype meter that shows while the game is running. It's like a little love circle. I think we can actually see it if we go here. Turn over. No. I have no idea what bundles are. But yeah, so that's just how that works. So we'll really quickly keep going. And then after we get that, we'll research. Oh my gosh, there's too many features coming out. We're going to want to make sure we don't get too many all at once, though, because just because we can make an engine with all this built in doesn't mean anyone's actually going to buy that engine with all that built in. Because bigger engines, like the more stuff you have in it, the bigger size of game you have to have. Like, for instance, just a B game gets you 5 features even without an engine. B plus, you get more things, and engines are better. And then it goes to A minus A. Is there an A plus, or does it just go straight to AAA after that? I can't remember. We can check actually real quick. So yeah, it goes to B plus, A, double A, AAA. So you can see maximum features, but your development cost goes up a lot. So see, we're not being cost anything to just develop a game right now. And we now have copy protection, which basically keeps us from getting in-game pirated. Oh yeah, you can actually take game from the market. I've never had to use that. I probably could have used that to solve my MMO problem, now that I think about it. I didn't release a game this year, so I wouldn't have anything in there. We'll just keep researching features. Okay, we'll do scripted AI, and then we're going to make an engine with all that stuff in it, because it's not a very good sign. You know, we should still be on the trend. No, we're on puzzles now. Yeah, marketing department. So that's what we can use to hype up a game before it releases, and I think we will make a game now, because we have $77,000. We'll make an engine, then make a game. And then we'll use the engine in the game, and hopefully we'll make some money while the game is being made, or we'll just have to take out a small loan. Not of $1 million, though. Probably about $100,000 loan would pay for any starter game. Yeah, but you can see, like, in this era, a lot of stuff comes on the market and then leaves the market really fast. So while we have the money, we're going to buy a marketing department, and we are going to make it as small as possible. It's not the most efficient use of space, but I only wanted one of these. So in here you can create marketing campaigns for your games. You just choose a game, and then depending on how much you want to spend, it'll give you this many points. So what I usually do is, once I have enough, I put to auto repeat, and I stop marketing once the hype is at maximum, and then I'll just pay for like one of these or something, so it'll only spend 2,000. Or if I have it on auto, especially, I just put on one of the cheaper ones and let it go at it until it finishes. But yeah, and I'll show you how the hype affects it after the scripted AI gets done. In fact, while that's working on it, we can actually make another game. I don't know why it thinks it's game number 3. I've only made one game so far. So this time we're going to do motorcycles and casinos. This is the problem with only having 3 topics, is you do a lot of games about the same topic. So we're going to call this Casino Cycles. We'll do, the main genre will be skill. Wait, no. It tells you what's up and down. That's not what I meant. What's up and down? We'll do a puzzle game. And now, even though I have an arcade engine, it would help me. But I'll just show you. So, for instance, we'll do without engine, then we'll go to the end real quick. Oh, I have to choose a target market. So if we go to the end real quick, select our thing, go to the end. Okay, so see, we have no other options. So now let's go pick my skill engine that I made earlier. One more screen. Pick our skill engine, so that'll bump up the cost by $10,000 because we do have to pay to use our own engine. So now you can see this is better than ASCII text support. So, costs more, obviously, but this is because of my engine. So that's why we want to make more engines. And don't ask me why I just decided to make a game without a better engine. In fact, we can actually stop this. We'll cancel the project. Okay, so yeah, so it didn't spend any of my money yet. And so we're going to develop a new engine. We're going to do a puzzle engine, since that's what we know our game is going to be. So this is going to be the rad puzzle engine. And just keep in mind, guys, when you get like really far into this game, I've had some of these that cost like $1 million to make an engine. There's an insane amount of features you can include. So we actually need a little bit of money, so we're gonna borrow $25,000. We'll only owe the bank $188, and we'll just pay that back after we sell our engine. So you can see our engine hasn't sold in a while, so we're gonna need a new engine. Not going to do that because I don't have any games. And yeah, I'm really thinking. I just want to check. Can I change the speed? No, I don't really. Dang it. That was probably a bad idea to put the game speed on fast. And I might have to end up restarting and getting to about this point on my own if this causes problems. Because, yeah, we're having issues. And so, let's see. So, you see how our money went down? I don't know if you guys noticed, but it did go down. And that's because we have that loan. But hopefully this puzzle engine will solve all that. Our money was taken off. And I don't really, even though you can, I don't really develop for consoles in early game. Or I'll develop it if it's my own console, but I won't develop for other people's consoles because quite often you'll have them come on, and by the time the stinking game's finished, the console will have left the market, especially with the game speed on fast. I can't even imagine what playing on very fast would be like. That does kind of make me sad, though, that we can't improve any of this guy's stats, but you know, I guess we can make this work. I'm just trying to figure out, because I know the main reason that I usually upgrade my building is just because I unlock a department that I don't have room for in this one. So I think the next thing, I don't think we get this until we buy, because this is my head office right now, so I don't think we get this until we upgrade our building. Yeah, large building, 50 bugs in a game. These are all related to other stuff. Larger building, yeah. So most of this is larger building at this point. So we might actually buy a larger building once we actually make some money on something. I don't really care. Get our puzzle engine, wait for it to sell a little bit, and then develop a game. Actually, we'll develop a game first. I don't mind like taking out motorcycles, and we'll do chemistry this time. How about psychochemistry? I'll misspell it. Why not? Doesn't really matter that much. It's not like it's gonna... Name doesn't really do anything anyway. So we'll use our... we'll use our puzzle engine. So you can see this has a score of 6. So if my engine is available and it has a higher score, as long as the profit sharing and cost aren't too insane, then people will buy my engine. So that's why I made it the way I did. So this costs $5,000 to develop for, and I'm pretty sure that stays constant throughout the entire game. We have a $65,000 game, even with all these features, and so you can see, you know, now we're gonna have a lot better of a game than the one that we have. So we have 42. Oh, we have to borrow a lot of money to do this game. Yeah, hopefully our engine will sell. Because, especially with the loan, we're going to start getting into trouble. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, that sound is bugs. And we don't want to hear them. And you will learn that the larger games, They just accumulate bugs. What's this? Oh yeah. So reputation. We want reputation. That's nice. The real problem, by the way, with this game that I have noticed is just everything's not always equal in this game. Like, it's sometimes just on the roll of a dice, you'll make a ton of money off a pretty crap game by your standards, or other times you'll make this game that has like all the features in it and you'll make no money on it. It's just random. And let's just at this point see, how high our debt can go. And my ears were starting to hurt, so that's why I took off my headphones. Yeah, I'll leave them off for a while. I mean, all I'm hearing is the notifications anyway. Kind of sad that no one's licensed our engine. I thought someone would have got it by now, but I think most of the other video game companies do just follow the trend. So, for instance, we don't have economic simulation, so I can't even make an engine for that. So, that's very sad. I'm going to look at actually the other engines on the market. Oh, yeah, they have 9 and 11. That's annoying, because I think it's the game speed affecting stuff, because I should have been able to do that. Like, if you play it right, you can do things. So now what I'm going to do is, you see this is heart as 0, so watch what happens. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to borrow money. I don't like borrowing money, but I needs to market this game so it'll make money, because I have got to make money on one of these games eventually. So we'll do the $30,000 one, and it'll be able to do that twice before it runs out of money. And you can see, oh, finally someone licensed our engine. So you can see, he'll go and do that. Genres just keep popping up like crazy. Really, early game is hard to manage. Like, that's what I've found. I've also found, though, it's not a good idea to just spend a ton of money and buy like the larger buildings and stuff, because you'll run into a lot of trouble. In fact, I want to see. Production makes a lot, except you have to have $1 million to get into it, and then the machines themselves that make the games are so expensive. So we need at least $1 million. So if we wanted, we could actually unlock that right now. In fact, maybe we will. I'll just my credit is 3 million, so I could borrow 3 million. I decided I'm not going to, because I did have a loan of about $1 million, and it was taking about 10,000 a turn, like 10,000 a month. And as fast as this is going, I can't spend 10,000 a month just on loans. But now you can see we got 5. Why did we only get 5 hype out of that? That's supposed to give me like 15. That's not what I paid for. I'm also going to run out of money before he finishes that other one. So let's just see him finish, and then we'll have to release this game. Actually, I think what I can do is, if I release the game and then he finishes, that'll be fine too. So this is the thing I don't like. All of them have stars. Stars means, it's good. It's good. There's bugs in it, though, so people are going to hate it. And this is a puzzle game, so do that. And there's one game that has the same genre, no games with the same theme, so that'll hurt it a little bit. Dev kits is other platforms, yeah. Second games, 2 platforms, yeah. So look at this. Sound is really bad, even though I got gold star on it. Controls are too complex. They really should have improved this. So we got a 1% game, because their gameplay was 1%. And I don't know. I don't even know how you actually tell. And look at that. We sold 40 games. So this money, if it wasn't for our engine, we're going to lose 94,000, I think. Made a ton of money off that one, because that was a good selling game. This is going to be the worst game of the year, so this is going to drop to 0. Even if we had fans, they're going to go to 0. And you see, this game, it just it's interesting. I'm going to call that an end, though. I think we are going to restart with the speed on slow because having it on fast is not working out. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. My name is the Rad Man. I'm just last bit of news. I am going to try to go to daily uploads again. That depends, of course, on what games I'm playing. Like this game, I can get down. I can sit down, play 30 minutes of it, and if my internet will hold out, I can have it uploaded by probably an hour or two later. Of course, some games, they do take more time. Like I've been considering doing a modded Minecraft again, since the mod pack I'd be using has automatic backups, so I wouldn't have to remember to back up the mod pack. But I'll just pause this. But the main problem with that is simply that it's just everyone does Minecraft, so I don't know. I'm gonna think about it, and if I feel like it, we'll do modded Minecraft. Probably gonna do some Farming Sim 17 after I finalize a few more mods, because I like Farming Sim, and might do Factorio. That's one of the type of games though where doing one episode could take 2 or 3 hours, depending on what I'm doing and how I end up doing the episodes. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. My name is the Rad Man, and hopefully we'll have more luck next time with this game. And yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll just consider this a basic tutorial, because my methods are good. The problem is I think the game speed's just too fast. We'll have to test that though next time, because I've honestly only ever played on slow game speed, so maybe I'm just not playing it right. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. My name is the Rad Man, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.